Okay, Pearl, third video. We're gonna be talking, of course, about the defense again. And there's no many things that I have to say for the introduction. Yes, if you didn't watch the two first videos, go watch it. We have it on the same channel about Lotus and split defense. Yeah, let's start. Okay. First thing we're gonna be talking about today is compositions, as always. Now that Def is gone, I think teams are gonna be aiming mainly for one of these two possibilities. The first one I will say is Chamber, Yoru, Vice, Sova, Astra. Basically G2 comps or VPL comp, or like I don't know who cooked that comp and who just copy pasted, but this composition. There are some strong points that I see from this composition, mainly because of the combination of Chamber, Vice. Of course, we're gonna be talking about the defense, like so. The point that I see of this comp being strong is that Vice sometimes is gonna have some huge gaps on the map because the only utility that we have with Vice that can give you like this passive info during the whole time of the run until they actually work the setup is the wall, because Flash can give you some information. Yeah, sometimes it's not gonna be some real info. There's cooldowns, so it's not like one information that you have during the whole run, but with the wall is different. So you have 4 different gaps that you have to cover with one piece of util. So the thing of having Chamber more or less fixed that by having the trap and also having himself as one more like piece of util that is gonna be locking something, because the game plan I saw from most of the teams that they were trying to lock something with the Chamber, so they could be actually locking something, and whenever they need to go back, they just TP back and they leave the site. What's the problem? If we were running Chamber alone, if you're locking A, for example, and they push you back, at the moment that you TP, there is no contention, there is no any util that allows you to stop them if they want to do an A hit. So having Vice allow you to combine some piece of util with Chamber, so whenever he wants to go back, he will have like a safe back. And also he will have like big delay combining Astra and Vice util. And also because it's Chamber, when we add the Yoru, it gives you the possibility that at any time of the run you're gonna be able to like re-clear something contact or getting some support with the Sova drone or Sova recon to be able to take a repick, and if there's nothing, relock that position. I'm not pretty sure which team from Americas was, maybe Crew, were running this playstyle a lot. That mid round, I remember around 1 minute, they were always clearing either B main or either A main with drone and letting either Chamber or Yoru take the peak. If there was nothing, they were just relocking that part and rotating towards the other part of the map. So I think that's interesting, but we're not going to be talking that much about this composition, because I didn't work with this comp, so I cannot explain that deep, because I think that if you just want to run this comp, just go watch G2 or VPL or some other thing that run this comp, so you can actually like, get the real points about them. The other comp that I think that people will be running is this core of our agents: Yoru, Vice, Fade, Astra, and the 5th one I don't know what's gonna be. I guess it will depend on the team. Probably the most repeated one is gonna be the Keijo. I don't think Keijo is that strong. There are some good things about the Keijo, like this knife or clearing aiming, but on Beam there are not that many good knives. All links is good at you can like stop the hit more or less, but the flashes are not gonna be that good, and the molly is, I don't know, something almost useless. So I think decent the Keijo. I don't see the point of becoming like full meta. So I can see some teams running the Phoenix. It's true that if people decide to run Phoenix, probably they're gonna also try to run the Jet over Yoru, just because for doing, for example, some fast takes, because you don't have that much util for like exploding something with the util, you will have the jet for dashing in, so you can more or less change the tempo, so that's something good. Also, I think the Gecko is something good. We have open sides, flash takes a lot of power. Being able to plant on B and plant on A without getting spam is also something pretty good. So I can see some teams running Gecko, and the same with the Harbor. I mean, this is K-Corp comp, right? Having an extra smoker always give you some more possibilities of blocking vision and creating form of fake pressure on the map, so I think it's good. In my personal opinion, I would prefer playing Brim over Harbor if you want to go for this, say, cringe comp, because I think Brim, ult, and Molly take a lot of power on this map, and also the smokes are pretty decent because they're big enough to like block every choke point. But it's true that Harbor is easier to run than Brimstone, let's say, so there's no team almost running Brimstone on this map, so I don't think it's gonna be like meta, or any team is gonna run the Brimstone anyway. So yeah, we're gonna be taking, I'm gonna take Gecko as an example, not because of nothing, just because like I think it's easier to explain and we don't want to care that much about the composition anyway. We just want to explain the map. Second thing that we need to understand is how the map is, right? Like yesterday Lotus, we were talking about how Lotus sides are. In that situation, we said that C was easy to execute, not that easy to play the post plan, B, blah 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 blah. Here it happened more or less the same. We have one side that is kinda easy to execute, like B. There are not many positions where people can actually play, like some weird of angles, yeah, that's true, but it's not a bit hard. But it's super easy to get spam from everywhere. Like getting a safe plant is not that good. The only safe plant that you can get is on this corner. You can get mollied, you can get naded or whatever. People will be ready to spam you. Also, because there are 3 entrances, it's almost impossible to smoke everything. You need to expend a lot of utility on the exec. But it's true that the post plan, if you manage to get the plan down and you have good protocols, it's super easy to play, because people have to retake all the P side, the back side, and then they have to manage with long. That if for some reason there is a smoke here, you can spam the spike from almost everywhere, and if they want to push you, it's going to be super difficult to push a guy here. They're forced to spend a lot of util for clearing these 2 angles. So yeah, retaking B is not going to be easy if the other team knows how to play it. But on A is completely the opposite. Doing A exec is super easy. There are no positions where people can play. Outside, yeah, that's true. Backside, if someone wants to stay on backside, okay, good luck. Like it's super easy to clear with fade, pull, nade, or something like that, or molly or whatever. And there's no more position on side where they can like actually play and try to hide. They just need to be committed on fully off angles or all-ins. But it's gonna be the same for the retake. Whenever you want to play the post plan, the only position where you can play is on charge or default. People will know how to actually clear that. Also, playing for spam on this map is super easy, especially on A side. Like they can be spamming from B, they can spam from outside. This typical play of reveal, spamming from art, flowers, and secret is the most common thing. So if you get the side and you get to plant and take good protocols, it's gonna be okay, but it won't be easy for you to play a post plan if the other team knows how to actually retake, because there's no position where you can play on side. Playing on art, it's okay, but if people knows how to retake art, you're done. There are no position where you can actually stronghold for art. There are not good position where you can spam. Okay, like you're gonna spam, but you have like little space where you're just gonna be playing for the spam. People can easily clear you, and on main it's gonna be the same. It's not like deep, long corridor where you can hide in different position while spamming. It's just little square where you're blocked for the spam of default. It's super easy that people come in, pop flash and go out, or that they just throw some molly or util here and they force you to like be in the middle of anything. Getting also exposed to possible spam from people from the side. So summarizing, easy mid exec, say, because of all the util that you have to spend. Easy post plan if you know how to play it. Easy exec, super hard post plan. Unless you have some good protocols of pushing and everything, and even though if you want to push, if the other team is good, you will never have impact. Because of that, we now have to see this from the defender's POV. What we're gonna be looking for on A, because what we said is that we're never gonna be playing on side. We will always prefer to play from outside, getting ready for this cheap damage of using util for the spike, using reveal or flash or something to tell us where they are and spam them back. We will be also looking probably for this mid-side smoke. Just a little explanation. If you put it on top, you can have one way for anyone pushing you back. If you put it down, it leaves a gap here where you can hide and beat if they're throwing reveal or something to secret, so you don't get reveal or anything. Stupid explanation, but just in case people doesn't know that. And yeah, it's much worth it to play from outside holding the links than just playing on side. The same happened on main. There is no point on taking main because of a few reasons. First of all, if as a defender you want to take a main, you have to risk of throwing a lot of util. You might have to use pull, molly, flash, probably TP, maybe smoke and everything to take this little space. And sometimes you won't see anyone on A main, so you're just wasting all that util for nothing. And even if you try to lock A and you say, okay, we use a lot of util, there's no one, but I can lock people on A. My Astra is gonna play on A. It's okay. Whenever the attackers want to come back and re-clear A, it's gonna be super easy for them. Because only with recon, good reveal. Now there is no Tejo, but before with the Tejo drone, Sova drone, even Kayo knife here, they will re-clear all A main and they will know that you're here. And the problem is not that they can hand you from main. The problem is that if they re-clear you after putting the pressure on art, they will have this line. And if they have this line, you're done. You cannot come back to backside. You're forced to play fully in the middle of anything, getting exposed of a possible crunch, and getting forced to fight people. That's the main reason why I said that Chamber is good, because Chamber can be locked in here as soon as they want to re-clear you. He can TP out, and he might have the option of, because he's insta TPing out, get a good hide. And I even think that there's a TP here on pit where you can hold main with a fully safe backward. So that's the reason of the Chamber, and that's also the reason of the Yoru. Yoru is the only one who can be literally locking A in a super safe position, because he can have the TP somewhere there. Whenever they want to re-clear A, boom, he can play for us. For Chamber plays that, getting a kill, TP out. That's also good. But if not, there's no fucking point of fighting for A main. And in general, even if you have Chamber, if you have Yoru, there's no point of fighting for the A main that much. Because what we said, you will have to spend a lot of util to actually be able to take this. And we move to the thing that we said before. If we don't need to fight on A side, because fighting for the retake is super easy, we don't need actually to fight for the A main. Because the only thing that we will be doing is wasting the util that we will have later for the retake. So if we use it here, we don't have it for the retake, so that's not good. And also, if they exec on B at that timing, we will be super late for the rotation. At the moment that we get to B, what we said, we have to play retake. And on the retake, we need to clear all the backside, we need to clear all the side, and then we need to clear long. If we use that util here, the cooldown maybe is coming back by the moment that we are able to clear long. But most of the time, we won't have cooldowns, and we won't be able to fully retake, because we will be lacking of time. And at the moment that we are doing that, there's also potential lurker coming from B-Link and everything, so we need to understand that if we need to prioritize something, as we said on split, we will be focusing more on being strong side on B, weak side on A. So we have clear idea that if we need to decide where we're gonna be fighting, we're gonna be playing proactive, it should be always around B and never around A. The only situation where I see the point of fighting for A is because you want to do an actual punish, because the other team is abusing a fame intake, because you want to change the tempo, because you need one orb, something different to just swap your gameplay, your playstyle during the whole game, but not as a first early tempo of game plan, because if you just start abusing of A, the other team will say, okay guys, this is abuse of B. I think Paper Rex were doing that against RRQ, and also Sentinels against C2, I think they were abusing of B on that Pearl game that they won against them. So that's the thing that we need to know, that we cannot be abusing of A main that much. It's better to just fake routine on A, or just play on side, put some cheap damage, fake pressure on side, so we force them to use their util when they want to exec A, and we just play for the spam, for the recon spam, for the util on default, everything. So we actually have like super easy retake on A. Of course, when we go into the retake, we need to have some good protocols. We cannot just be trying to do everything. I'm gonna spam, I'm gonna throw reveal, I'm gonna throw util, because if you do that, you're just not doing anything. I'm not gonna explain all the protocols and everything that you have to know about the retake. It's better to go watch probably Sentinels and G2. I think these are the two best teams in terms of protocol of around the A side. So go copy what they do and you will have some good things. But I think that it's super important to understand that even if you have the good read of playing a retake, if you don't do it in a correct way, they will find a way of punishing you either on secret or either nerd. So it's super important to actually always have good plan of how to contain art when they're doing a exec and how to contain secret when they're doing a exec. Because someone would push on flowers, yeah, that's right. In general, it's not like the main problem when you're playing a retake. If one guy is trying to get a kill here, you should be able to punish this guy super easily. The same happen about B. Doesn't matter if you have 3 guys on B, if you don't have actually good plans and good setups about how to actually stop the exec, you will be done. Because it's like there are not that many positions, so even if you play in a super good of angle, if you don't play at a good contact or whatever, it's like on every map. Doesn't matter how many people you have on side, you will block each other, you will be just literally not doing anything and play like NPCs. A last part of the map that we need to talk about is about mid. Well, I just want to say one more thing before we move into mid, is that people for some reason underestimate B, especially B long, both defense and attack. On attack, people are super scared of B long for some reason. Like, if a potential B retake or something will be super good, like B long retake or something, I don't know. But just because of that, as a defense, we should know that searching for B aggros is not gonna work, but searching to post operator on B sometimes is gonna be super worth it, because operator will be able to lock B super deep, and because of that we can overstack people towards mid and A. So even if they want to do a exec, we will have 3 guys ready to fast flood or to fully chip damage the plant with 3 guys outside. And most of the time these B guys are not gonna be re-clear by anyone, and if he wants to get re-clear, if it's Yoru, most of the time it should be. Right now I think he will have safe TP to go out, so there is no problem. They want to re-clear, he will have the chance of getting a kill and TPing out, and we'll have enough time to actually float towards V. Also because of that we will be able to put some more Sentinel util towards V Link and Art, and we don't need to have like this typical wall double Thorn on side that is decent, but I think like, okay, you don't need that much, because people in general are scared of going out of this choke point, so you don't need to use all your setup on B. Use it more for mid. About mid, what I was gonna say, people actually try to like fully stronghold mid and have like super strong control of connector and everything, which I think is decent, because it allows you to have fast rotations from one side to the other. But I think as soon as you have like clear idea that you want to prioritize having people towards B, you don't need to have this control that much. Just be aware if there is a possibility of one guy going into water or not. And once you know that, just set some good plans to trap both links entrance. For example, I know that G2, in the way they used to play, they had some, I think it was G2, they had some like protocol of playing art with this star. Fade was playing from here. Whenever they see someone, they ask for the one way, he prowler. If he sees something, he reclear the one way. If not, they know that they're around here and he hold the one way or something like that. I think it was Sentinels were doing something like harder with like the wall, Thorn and Vice Flash, and two guys playing for art. With one guy here, one guy playing for art, one guy on connector getting ready to rotate and support him, and also pivot to here and support one guy from down the street. What plan you want to run, what setup you want to run for like trap or whatever, it's on you. But just make sure that even if you want to focus mainly around mains, you also need to have clear way of not fully stopping them or killing them on the links, but at least being able to stop them and delay them a little bit. Because what we said, if they manage to reclear all art, forgot about having a deep control, and if they have art control and they split A, your retake is going to be almost done. Because even if you reclear perfectly from flowers and from secret, doesn't matter because they will have A main and they will have art. There's a possibility of one guy flanking at some point. So you can go 5 guys out. Also the flank won't be that good because they will have this control and this control, so they only need to focus on spotting the spike. There might be one guy checking the flank, or they will have some piece of util on the flank. So the retake on A is going to be super difficult. And the same way if they get to here. At any moment that they do the good plan and they leave one guy on side, people out main, you need to be also aware of a possible lurker. If you're aware of a possible lurker all the time, you're not going to be able to fully retake, because you will be always thinking, okay, when is the lurker going to play? When is he going to play? When is he going to play? And maybe he's coming from street, but maybe he's coming from sewers. So people won't be able to fully commit the retake 5 guys because they will be always scared of that possible flank. So it's super important that we are able to have big delay or big way of punishing them when they're doing the links take. So either you get kills, or either you force them to use more util on the take of connector, street, and art. And also your player, for example from B, can push down B long, which I think is something like really good, pretty underrated, to bunker B long whenever they want to split B. Because at the end of the day they have to go for a tiny choke if they want to split B, and there will be 3 guys most of the time here, only 2 here. You isolate duels, you get kills, these guys are done. And if they have art and they want to come A, it's okay, but maybe you can actually use this delay for using your V players to push down B long or to push B link and try to flank them on art super fast, which is also something really good. But yeah, 3 little details that I want to say that I think are interesting and are really useful and not many teams used to do and can change one round completely. The first one is when people are rotating from B to A, normally they do it from spawn, and when they do it from here they do it like this. I think it's good, but when you already know that it's going to be a big exec, there's no point in doing this rotation. It's better to do this rotation. Just by doing this, you're clearing the first lurk. So anyone trying to hide outside V-Link, getting ready to go for the lurk, will get clear. In the same way, if you were rotating from B to A, it will be good because you're clearing full art. Any setup that they want to do on art is going to be done. You will have the chance of fighting them. So the retake is going to be way easier for you. Or the fight on side will be easier for you, because if you're clear like this, you're allowing your B players to fully focus on main. They don't need to care about the street. They don't need to care about the lurker, because you're killing that guy. And if there is no guy, then they know that there are 5 people here. even easier for them. Second thing, when we know that we have to play retake, sorry, for some reason they have ult, they have whatever, there's no point on doing retake fully from city and from B-Link, because what we said, you need to re-clear side, also backside, and then long. By the moment that you're re-clearing long, you will have low time for the spike, they will have a lot of util also for playing for lineups, and fully re-clearing this is super difficult, like you cannot push down B long properly on a retake. So a general protocol that top teams are doing, and I think most of the teams should be doing, I don't know why they don't do it, is pushing down mid and flanking then on B. Flanking B gives you like huge opportunity, because just taking this line allows you to clear this box, clear pillar, clear anyone playing on backside on this part of backside. So I have nothing to do. Like all the positions that are super difficult to clear from side, you're just clearing by flanking. And if they want to push CT or if they want to push B-Link, okay, they can do it. If your teammate on CT and B-Link are aware of that, there is no fucking way that they get huge impact at the moment that they're pushing. And if they want to push, it's okay. It will be the same. They push, they kill you. Now you're committing from here. They have to play a post-plan from super bad position from them, because this is not a good position and this is not a good position, and you will have the chance of defusing the spike most of the time. And the last thing is that many people think, okay, a retake, I can just literally sit down here, spam the spike. No. Something that same top teams are doing many times is that if they don't have this rotation coming, because sometimes maybe the rotation is already here because it was gonna be like normal rotation, not like we didn't have the read that it was gonna be A, and at the moment that they're rotating, oh bro, they're executing A, boom. At that moment, what the Earth players should be doing is instead of stay here fully spamming doing stupid things because they can get punished by crossing the smoke at any time, they just decide to push here, they clear mid, and then they come back and they hold the Earth push. Why? Because if teams on attack just commit an A exec from main, they're forced to do either secret push or either Earth push. The secret guys will be ready for that most of the time. They're gonna have like anti-flash guy, they're gonna have like up down, they're gonna have something. But the art guys normally are the ones who get punished because people just say, okay, I'm on art, I have to spam the spike, nothing more, and they're not ready for a possible push or for a possible flank. So by doing this push until here, what you're doing is you're clearing anyone trying to flank, and you're getting a good position to hold this line. So anyone trying to push you will be fucked, because you can punish them from many different positions. And once you do that, then you can go for the retake, of course. Like there's not gonna be any difference between starting the retake from here or from here. Like it's gonna be like 3 seconds. That 3 seconds are not gonna change anything. It's just better to secure that no one is taking art, no one is taking secret, than trying to be like 3 seconds faster and dying in the middle of anything and losing the post plan because of that. The retake because of that. And that's everything I wanted to explain. How long it's been. A bit longer than normally. But I don't care. Probably some things are not fully clear now that I'm thinking. I'm super sick with the allergy and I'm running out of energy, so probably I repeated some few things or didn't explain it fully clear. So if that's the case, what I always say, like, feel free to come to my Twitter. These 2 days I had one guy that was asking me a couple of questions about protocols and things that I was explaining, so feel free to do it, like any question, anything that you want to actually get clear or better explain how I did it. Feel free to come to my Twitter, and in the same way, if there's any feedback, anything that you want to ask me or to tell me to change about the videos, my Twitter is there for everyone. Yep. Thank you for everything, and see you next video.